black bar and you sanitize it and you can't remove that. There's also a way where the metadata of that text is still there, and so you can literally copy and paste it. So some of the files, yes, you're right. They just were basically unveiled by a simple copy paste job. Some people have falsely believed you can do that with every file. That's not the case, but it's just some of them. And you're right. I mean, the mantra of this admin has been, we are not releasing stuff because we're going to be so careful about protecting the victims. But it's like, not only does that not seem to be 100% true, also, there are clearly other people they're protecting. Going back to that Tinko conspirator email, a lot of those names are redacted. Then you have Todd Blanche saying on Meet the Press, we did not redact any names that were not for the purpose, or that were for the purpose of just embarrassment or like political reasons or whatever. It's only victims. But are you saying that the Tinko conspirators, like eight of them that were redacted, were actually victims? Like, how does that make sense? You cannot square those things.
Damn. Welcome back. I'm Rob. Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. Sorry, listen, I'm trying to catch up with the best of, man. You know, I'm trying to catch up with the best of, just like you. We're all trying to figure out what's going on. We got a predator in chief running the country. He's lied about everything. He's continuing to lie. And yet some people maybe still giving him benefit of the doubt. I don't know. Once they said they were going to save us money with Doge. Once he said, you know, it will be gone. It will be at 0 cases in April. I heard the spring, you know, you could go back to last regime. You could go back to before he was president. I mean, the man lies. Just look up why he can't run a charity in New York. He can't have a university anymore. Just look into his casino. Look into the 1970s, how he was discriminating and breaking fair housing laws. I mean, he's got a history of lying, not being honest, you know. Remember, bring down egg prices on day one. Day one happened. He's like, get the fuck out of here. I ain't doing that. Dude lies all the time. And now his DOJ, who is, you know, stand-in liars for him, are saying, oh, salacious stuff is not to be believed. But they also said they were going to come into power to release the Epstein files. They didn't. They got forced into it. He signed it. And then they said, oh, you know, he said, we'll just release it all just to catch everybody up. We'll just release all the Epstein files. But then December 19th came and went, and almost nothing was released. And the stuff that was released that had Donald Trump, we went over it here, so hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. The stuff that was released, that had still, you know, his photos, him with girls of an uncertain age, and they deleted again. So now there's another trove of everything, another trove of the Epstein files. And there are more. This was only 11,000, I believe, 11,000 things that got dumped. But now we have a new way to mitigate all the craziness. Because, I mean, I tried diving through them, but who got the time? And the government knows this. They're like, these people ain't got the time to be opening zip files one by one with 11,000 files. But now, thank God I think this was a younger millennial. Thank God to the tech revolutionaries, the white hats. Are they called white hats? The good people. Because if you go to jmail.world, you too can be logged in as Jeffrey Epstein. These are real emails released by Congress. Explore more by name. Explore by name, contribute to the starred list, search, or visit a random page. And you can go through his emails. You can go through all the emails he got. You can go through troves of data on his J drive. You can check out his photos. There's some really weird photos, and these get even weirder. You can see many different photos, but I wanted to show you this because I thought it was crazy. So cool how they could take that data dump that was, if you've seen what the files look like, you know, try finding a needle in a haystack of zip drive files and opening, you know, 000013446P, you know, each one. Click it, wait for it to load, open it. Oh, that sucks. Okay, shut it. Go to the next one, click it. it was a nightmare, and they were banking on people not wanting to do that. And here we have, I'm guessing, some young millennial lighting it up in a format that everybody and their mother can access. Up here, you can see you could go to the flight logs, which, by the way, it turns out Donald Trump was on way more than he claimed. Another. This dude is a liar in chief. He is the chief liar. The dude couldn't tell the truth, if he was under oath. The fucking dude, in my opinion, you don't trust a liar. You don't. Once they've proven to be a liar, then it's on you. Remember George W. Bush? Fool me once, don't get fooled again. I think that was his quote. I don't remember. But now, the gem on top of it all has to be Bill Clinton demanding the full Epstein files being released. This is still one of the funniest headlines. Is Donald Trump and the MAGA cult, that was their bread and butter. Their whole bread and butter was like, what about Bill Clinton? And what they didn't understand is most of the country was like, we ain't wearing Bill Clinton hats, buddy. Nobody is decorating their truck in a Bill Clinton wrap. Nobody is buying the Bill Clinton meme coin, Nobody is buying the didn't inhale meme coin. Nobody, okay? Nobody's buying the saxophone digital trading card of Bill Clinton. Nobody cares. You guys are in a cult. You're in a cult. So when you guys were like, "Oh, Bill Clinton's in it," everyone's like, "Good, let's hold him accountable. Can we prosecute? What is in there?" And now they're still doing the little dance with Bill Clinton, and Clinton's like, "You know what? Just fucking release him, guys. Like, what are you guys holding back?" And when Bill Clinton's demanded that, this is like Real Housewives of Pennsylvania Avenue, man. It's about to get hot in here. But it's so crazy. Hold on, jump scare. Ah, what is that? MAGA, why do all your women look like that? What is a woman? I don't know. Is that? I don't know. Meanwhile, let's check in with Fox News. Oh, yeah, that's right. Johnny Carson's book exposes the Tonight Show ban. Okay, interesting. This letter, written from Jeffrey Epstein to convicted pervert Larry Nassar and convicted predator, says our president also shares our love of young, nubile girls. Girls, not women. I had to look up nubile. I literally had to go to Merriam-Webster and look it up. And it was disturbing, disturbing, man, disturbing. Also, he said, when a young beauty walked by, he, meaning President Trump, that's who he's referring to, our president, Donald Trump. This is 2019, when Donald Trump was in the White House. He said the president loved to grab snatch. Like we were snatching up something in the mess hall. Ugh. And this letter was written right before, as Jeffrey Epstein calls it, taking the short route home. And I'll link this New Republic article down below. This is so crazy. So crazy. So crazy, some of the stuff. You see, this is the letter, and Larry Nassar from Epstein, old prison buddies, old perverts. Jump scare, sorry. Also in the news, this new charges on Russell Brand dropped tonight. We wonder why he found Christ. But the Epstein survivors and Clinton. Clinton has joined the Epstein. This is the most craziest fucking turn of events I think I could have never predicted. That Clinton's like, I stand with the survivors. We want the whole release of the files. Because Donald Trump's whole thing was like, Clinton's in there. And Clinton's like, we know. Release all the files. Release all the files. It's absolutely bananas, man. This dude has to be impeached. You can't support, a total pervert. What is the line, America or MAGA? MAGA, what is the line? Because if it walks like a duck, talks like a duck, quacks like a duck, poops like a duck, has a cloaca like a duck, Epstein, many different times. The birthday like, guys, what is it going to take for you to understand that whole QAnon and Pizzagate and all that stuff was bullshit? But like right in broad daylight, these motherfuckers, like so much so that you could go search through Gmail if you don't believe any of this. This is like the most insane stuff. But it's always been so weird to me because there are people that will like hush whisper about the Illuminati, and try to believe in some like secret cult of very wealthy people pulling strings across the world. But then, when it comes to like Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk buying the election for $270 million, creating Doge, bankrupting our government, adding trillions to debt, finding no fraud because fraud is a legal term, so he would have charged people. Then just disappearing without giving us our $5,000 Doge dividends check. And also making off with all of the government contracts. Like when it comes to that stuff that's in the plain light of day, they're like, no, that couldn't be the Illuminati. No, I believe the Illuminati is run by Jay-Z. It's like they want to believe the Illuminati is some secret cult of billionaires. What is it? The old blood and bones? What was the George W. Bush fraternity? When I'm talking about skull and bones? Or they're picking up cherries with their butt cheeks or something. But like the stuff that's in the light of day, right in front of you, the pervert in chief, and his crazy poems and all the letters and all the writing and all the photos and all the documents and all the weird stuff that's coming out there. Like, nah, I don't know if I believe that one. I more believe of the stuff that sounds just like this, just doesn't involve people I'm in a cult of. It's so crazy. It's so crazy. Oh, Adrahill, the MIT nuclear fission professor who just got, they want to suppress free energy. Yeah. I was digging into that story. Yes, I was. Yeah, that, and I've even heard people combating, like, so this dude was like doing plasma fusion energy, right? Which could ultimately mean, like free, non-polluting energy for everyone. And a lot of people were like, oh, it's not happening for years and years or decades or whatever. But I'm like, you think the people who rule the world, who are pirating ships off Venezuela's coast right now for oil, that's what we're doing. America's like, Somalians are bad. We're going to pirate ships. It's so crazy. It's so good. The hypocrisy and the irony. It's not lost to me. But we're just pirating ships and starting a war for oil. And you don't think that they would go after a dude who is creating free energy? I mean, this is why capitalism has to go, folks. It has to. It's rotting our country from the inside out. You don't understand how 30 years went by and it's finally coming out. Rita, have you not been paying, like, it started to leak out. Many times has it leaked out. Like when, 2009 or 13, whenever Jeffrey in Florida first got charged, when Pam Blondie was the AG or whatever, she was one of the top cops in Florida. These people have been suppressing it from the top. And that's what I'm saying. It's like the Democrats and Republicans work together for the corporations, for the billionaires. I would say the Democrats are at least pushing to expose this stuff. And at least Bill Clinton himself is like, hey, release all the files. So that's much different than Donald Trump being like, we should release the files. It was like, go ahead. And then he didn't. He broke the law. Pam Blondie broke the law. They're still redacting co-conspirators, like you heard CoffeeZilla. He said there's an email where it says 10 co-conspirators. You can read that. And then they redacted all their names. So these are people that were in cahoots with Epstein that Donald Trump's regime is protecting. So Rita, this has been leaking out, but from the top, they've been covering it up, or sweetheart deals, or cutting these ridiculous deals. Most likely because, like, people think Jeffrey Epstein was an asset to the most powerful spy countries in the world and was gathering blackmail again, in the light of day, framing photos. Like one guy left a comment, oh, you think blackmail is going to be framed photos? Yeah, 100%. What do you think? It's in always some top secret case that says top secret, it's handcuffed to someone? No, bro. This is how it works. It's very in the open. That's why Jeffrey Epstein, if you go through his photos tab, listen, I grew up in the 90s, so we had disposable cameras all the time. I still have undeveloped rolls of disposable camera. But this dude took an abnormal amount of photos, and always with famous people, and always doing weird stuff. And I can't even explain to you. Go to jmail.world, and you'll see there's stuff I can't even show on this lot. I was like, I wish I could, but I can't. You can explore for yourself. But I'm telling you, he had an abnormal amount of photos for someone who came from the 90s, where we would develop film and have it physically. Like, this dude had an abnormal amount. And it makes you wonder, why would you always be taking photos of everything all the time, every time you met somebody? Like, really? You're taking that many photos of the same people over and over, or always? But if you're collecting stuff, and it makes total sense. And not to mention all the other evidence pointing to, what they were doing. And even Donald Trump admitting he stole. Donald Trump on the president's plane on Air Force One said he stole Virginia, the most renowned survivor, the girl who helped spark this all by speaking out. And that's the other reason it's been undercovered, because the survivors are scared to speak out, because these are the most powerful people in the world. They have billions. The money is not a thing to them. To spend money if you go to this, they fly all around the world like it was nothing. But keep recycling those bottle caps, people. We'll reverse this. We'll stop climate change. We gotta rein in these billionaires, man. Nothing's good coming of their money. So Rita, it just, if you look through the history, it makes sense. There's people scared to speak out, scared, for their lives. And if you look at a lot of the people like that nuclear fusion guy, not saying he's related to this, but people that can, put a crack in your armor, that can sink your ship. There's, look at the Prince Andrew emails. Oh my God, I didn't even bring those. Well, I think I have a link to them. And Prince Andrew, in an email to Jeffrey, he says, have you found, what did he say? Have you found any more inappropriate friends for me? That's in the email. That's what I mean, why it's so funny with these QAnon conspiracy Illuminati people. They're like, no, it's got to be code words and this. And it's like, no, it turned out these people were so brazen, knew that they had the authorities. Like right now, the president is one of them. He is in their circle. He is friends with them, neighbors with them. Like Jeff said, he knew about the girls. Like Donald Trump said, oh yeah, he stole that girl from my massage parlor. Like, it goes to the very top. Who are you going to go to? Who are you going to go to? When the cops, finally took down Jeffrey Epstein, and they gave him a sweetheart deal. They were like, you could go home from jail every night. If you were the survivor, you'd be like, there's no justice in this. Well, like, what is going on? I'm sure even some of the cops were probably like, what the I know what we arrested and witnessed. But when it's coming from the top, and then look, Donald Trump put in Cash App Patel and Dan Vagina, the most unqualified people, even unqualified podcasters. They were literal podcast grifters, and they're heading the FBI. If you're in trouble, who do you call? The people that are helping to do the cover-up? Like, we're watching the cover-up in real time. Who do you call? You know what I mean? And there are 10 co-conspirators still on the loose in our communities. Who do you call? You got to put yourself, take yourself out of your situation and understand the weight of this. This is bananas because there's no one to call. You know what I mean? When the president's covering it up and not being transparent, what do? Well, it's up to us, the people, to speak out, condemn this, say this is wrong. We need accountability, release all the files. It's what I do every day. We got to hold these people accountable. Speak out, share this stuff, say this is no good, man. Go check for it for yourself. You ain't got to take my word for it. Go to jmail.world. You can log in as Jeffrey Epstein. You can do it. And you can search this whole database. This is what the government didn't want you to have. And just like when they tell you not to read a certain book, you should probably read it. You should know what they're trying to keep from you. This is absolutely bananas. I'm still trying to even parse through the amount of information that's out here. The one big one that jump scare, sorry about that. The one big one that, again, I saw was Fox News covering the Tonight Show ban that Johnny Carson had. Just kidding, just fucking with you. Was this letter. One of the last, I think, Jeff Epstein wrote right before he took the short route home, where he talked about old President Grab Snatch and how he loved young, nubile girls. Why would the Justice Department send this off to handwriting, whatever it is, whatever that's called, handwriting detective, to make sure that this was really from Jeffrey Epstein? This is damning stuff. FDJT, Rob Densmore, thank you. Oh, Densmore, Rob Densmore, good to see you, man. You've been here before. Thank you for the $4.99 super chat. Yeah, Mr. Two-Time says if you copy and paste the documents, it removes the redactions. That's what I was just listening to CoffeeZilla at the beginning of this. CoffeeZilla did clarify, and I trust him. He's a reliable source. He helps people not get scammed, and he provides good data and backup and resources in his reporting. And CoffeeZilla said it's not on all, but the DOJ, the government messed up where they put some of the documents, the redactions, they just put them into a computer like Microsoft Word and just black highlighted them. So you can, like Mr. Two-Time was saying, you can take the microdata and remove the redactions, which is fucking crazy to think you have all the money and all the power and you're just an idiot, you know, and you still can't get it right. Total buffoonery. Oh my God, this is bananas. Coffee is a G. He is. Good to see you. Happy holidays, Rob. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Rita, if our commander-in-chief, commander-in-chief would have never said anything to trick them into bringing out any paperwork, nothing would have been done. Well, that's kind of the funniest thing is like he went on Fox News during the campaign and said, I'll release the Epstein files. He put Kash App Patel, who has done nothing besides a podcast talking about the Epstein files, and Dan Bongino, who just did Fox News and a podcast talking about the Epstein files. Like, that was his whole thing. That's how he rallied his base. I still think they cheated in the election, but, you know, we'll figure that out soon enough. But, like, that's the irony. Like, they did this, like, he knew it was all over the files. He really thought it was going to disappear, and he tried pretty hard. He called his base stupid and weaklings for still believing in the Jeffrey Epstein thing. He wants this to go away, but I stand with the survivors, and I think we should have some accountability. Just because you have billions and all the power doesn't mean you should be able to do what you want. And some of this stuff was, you know, the worst of the worst crimes, and I hope that people speak up. Listen, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. I still got to parse through all this stuff. I'll bring you more. I'll bring you more. I promise you that, because this is so crazy. A bunch of links below. Read these stories. Read it for yourself. You know, that's why I'm sharing it with you, and share it with other people. And let's see what, you know, this is all new. So again, that's why I'm trying to show you what I've read and bring you the resources that I've read. But there's still so much more. So much more. These jmail.world, like, it's so nuts. I can't even explain it. I really can't. And at this point, Bill Clinton's like, release all the files, man. So we're going to keep going through it. You could go down his drive, the data drives, the email. It's fucking crazy, man. Crazy. So check this out. And then, you know, hit subscribe and the notification bell. Let's all meet back here. You know, and let's figure out what we found. Maybe we could find some new show to CoffeeZilla. I don't know. This is nuts, and we need accountability. We need accountability. Especially, you know, there was one crowd of people last year all wearing red hats saying law and order, law and order. Do you still believe in law and order? Do you? Or is it only law and orders for specific people? I thought you wanted to drain the swamp and not fill it. Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. Thanks, Rob Densmore, FDJT. Thanks for the super chat. Have a good night. I'll talk to you tomorrow.